Hi everybody, I'm Dee.
And I'm Jay,
and we are
ParoDeeJay. And we are here today with a quick little video. Well, I wanted to explain sort of how we try to travel as safely as we can. We just got back from our first big international trip where we were on an airplane and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I know what you're thinking. Some of you are like, yay, traveling to far off places is good. Some of you are like, ooh,
don't do
bad.
that.
Now, I'm not here to try to convince you that it's good or bad, but just to kind of point out things that we noticed along the way that we thought were good and decisions and things that we made.
Yeah.
So I made some notes on my phone just so I don't forget anything, because first off, we decided to fly Delta because Delta was one of the few airlines that is still blocking middle seats.
Correct.
And of course, social distancing, that's important. I know I think Southwest is still doing it. There are a couple of airlines that have already gone to the full. But we figure,
I know those two for sure.
Yeah, but at least, we figure we're looking at like maybe a 60% capacity plane. Oddly enough, on the way down there, the planes were not
empty.
Crowded. Yeah, they were real empty.
It was nice.
So middle seats blocked. Always a bonus. Get you a little extra distance. As they were calling passengers to board, they did so in small groups.
Right.
They would call like 2 or 3 rows at a time.
In reverse order.
Oh yeah, from the back of the plane to the front of the plane.
So you're not walking in front of each other if you don't have to.
True. And then of course, as you're waiting to board the plane, they had little markers, stand this far away from the person in front of you, and it felt very, very, distant and acceptable. Of course, you've got masks the whole time you're in the airport, the whole time you're on the plane.
And they will make sure.
They do. They come around. They crack the whip. When you entered the airplane, you were handed a sanitizing wipe, which that was good for all of your major surfaces.
Right.
What did you make sure that you hit?
I hit, obviously, the television you're going to touch, the tray table, the lock to the tray table, your seat belt that you're going to click together, the armrest, and then like if you're in the window, you do the window and the handle for the window. If you're going to touch the buttons above you, hit those as well. Just anything you're going to be touching, you would want to do that.
Seat back pockets, I mean anything. Yeah. That's true.
But they also make sure when the plane lands that they go through and they do spraying and they do some major cleaning on the airplanes as well.
Yeah, because they showed a video at the beginning. We saw it 4 times.
Yeah.
At the beginning of each flight about all the extra sanitization. They changed out the air in the cabin every 2 to 4 minutes. They've got HEPA filtration, all the things that they are doing.
Yep.
And they came around, rather than their standard food and beverage service, you got your little goodie bag. What's in your goodie bag?
So in the bag, it has a napkin. There is Purell hand sanitizer, which is one of those like you squeeze on your hand and you can obviously wipe that off. There's a little prepackaged bag of whole grain Cheez-Its and some Biscoff
cookies. The Delta cookies.
Yeah, the Delta cookies.
And a little bottle of water.
But Jay and I, just to keep it even more safe, just decided not to eat or drink anything on the plane at all, or get up from our seats if we could avoid it, which we did not.
Yeah,
because we figure if we just kept our mask on the entire time, that would actually add another level of security. So we just kept our little snacks in our bag and never ate them on the plane.
True, yeah, we took them off and we ate them during our layover when we were safely away from everybody else. But
correct.
True, yeah, masks on the whole time we were on the plane.
That was just another added security level for us.
And then, yeah, like you said, I know they're doing, what do they call it? It's like the anti-static, whatever the spray. They were doing that on the planes in between, flights like that. And we also saw them doing that, I believe it was at the gate at the airport. Now, they were coming around spraying and doing extra sanitization at the airports, wiping seats down. We saw a lot of extra cleaning on this trip.
Lots. It was good. It was very good to see, to visually, be able to witness that was taking place.
That was all I could think of really for the airline. Now, I guess at the resort specifically, they've gone to like digital information sheets and menus, so they don't have paper that's being handed around from person to person.
Nope.
Just scan the QR codes, boop, boop, look at everything on your phone.
Yep.
Temperature checks, of course, got every time you enter a restaurant, when you first got there. I don't remember when else. They were pinging you in the head, pinging you in the arm with
mostly if you're going to an indoor venue of some sort that you're going to be around other people, and definitely like when you first got to the resort, they took your temperature checks. They'd ask what room you were in. They would log it every day so they could kind of monitor if it was going up or down, obviously.
True.
So yeah, definitely had some. Oh, and you had a little foot pad that you had to step in.
That was my next one.
Oh, sorry, which has cleaner on it.
Yep, the little shoe wash, I called it. I didn't know what it was.
I'd never really seen that before.
And lots of extra hand sanitizer stations. And they were saying, please use the hand sanitizer stations, you know, when you get to the resort, at the restaurants, anytime you were going to be doing something where you might be using your hands.
I used a
lot. Static spraying devices around there. Yes. We saw little guys riding around, what, on golf cars and bicycles? Was that? No, that was mosquito spraying. But they were doing some of the, at the bar.
At the bar, they were spraying all of the bottles down, and anything that they touched themselves, you know, they were making sure that they cleaned it properly. Yeah,
true. That's right. That was in the bar. I got my spraying devices confused because I thought the guy riding around on a bike with the mosquito sprayer was cool, but anyway, we saw a lot of extra cleaning of things like handrails. Yes. The golf cart seats, like when people would hop off the golf cart, the driver would try to get out.
Make sure
wipe the stuff down. Yeah, the handrails we noticed when we were in the convention center because we were there for Hurricane Delta. And when we had to go, I keep calling it quarantine, when we had to go shelter, they were wiping down handrails. They were really being careful because there were a lot of people in one place at that point, and they were being really good about it. Yeah. And then the breakfast table cleaning process outside. I don't know why I made a point.
Oh, that was really cool.
Yeah, why did I make a point of that?
Because they sprayed it down, they squeegeed the table because they don't have tablecloths. This is specifically in one part of the resort, which you'll see in videos, I'm sure. They squeegeed it, then they used another type of spray and squeegeed it with a different squeegee and wiped it down before they let anyone else sit there.
That's right. Most of the tables had tablecloths that they would change between, but these were the exterior tables with hard surfaces. Yeah, they had like a super extreme cleaning process for those tables. And that was all the specific notes that I had as to things that I noticed around the resorts, in the airports, on the planes. But overall, I would say that we felt pretty safe in getting back out there in the world. Now, that doesn't mean we're saying you should get back out there in the world, or you shouldn't.
You need to make that decision for yourself if you feel comfortable. One other reason we felt comfortable is because the resort we booked was a lot of outside. The lobby's outside, most of the restaurants are outside. It's huge, but they were only booking to 30% capacity at the time we were there. Now, after we left, they are back at 60. They went to 60 in Mexico, but our resort chose not to do that until this week, which is kind of cool. So it was pretty empty, honestly. The masks and face shields the staff wore at all times. I never personally saw a staff member without one.
Me neither.
At all. And
they're taking it seriously.
They also had where they would not put you in a room until it had been completely empty for 24 hours and cleaning in between. They had a lot of extra safety measures going into it, and we did our research to choose this place specifically. And I think the outdoor areas were like our biggest reason we booked it. Because you were not inside that much at all.
Yeah, we tried to research the airline a lot, and we tried to research the resort we were going to a lot. But yeah, we feel like we traveled as safely as we could. Yeah. You know, we enjoyed getting back out in the big world. I know a lot of people are saying the big world is not ready for this yet, but in a sense, you know, you kind of have to get back out there and live your life a little bit when you think, you know, use your judgment. Ready. Right. It may not be the time for everyone. We don't have any underlying health issues. We seem to be generally healthy folks. But understandably, if there's any underlying causes, it may not be the right time for you to get back out in the world.
Correct.
So just use your best judgment and try to be smart. Do your research.
And so far, so good. And obviously, if something happens, you can say, I told you so.
Well, that is true. We have been home one day.
We know that was a risk, obviously.
Right. But so it's a bit of a calculated risk, I guess. You know, you weigh the pros, the cons. We don't really have any more international trips coming up. That was sort of our one big deal to see if we could do it. You know, we've been sticking to local road trips and things like that. Also trying to be as safe and doing research and all of that stuff. But that is about the gist of this video. So we're getting ready to start our vlog series on our Grand Mexico adventure.
Yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy it.
Yes, please. And that's about it. So if you have any questions or random thoughts that hopefully are constructive and not just, you guys shouldn't be traveling. Well,
we understand. It's not everyone's.
It's not. But we evaluated all the factors and we tried to make the best decision we felt personally for us.
Correct.
So anyway, just leave us a comment. You know, if it's nice, I'll say something back to you. Who knows? But if you have not already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Become a Paromaniac today. Socialize all our media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yep. And until next time, rock on. Bye.